Well, good night or good evening, everyone. This is Lord Holland 1493, and today we'll bring you some more Giulio Cesare. Now, as you all know, we're starting a new series called New Player Help. Well, in our last series we did Oklahoma, and we showed how to deal with some up-tiering. And some subs, and just how to make the most of being bottom tier. Well, we got Giulio Cesare, and we mentioned there were a few ships that were removed or listed as overpowered, okay? And we have Giulio Cesare today. Now, there's a few things in this match that highlight me being super aggressive, but getting punished. And coming so close to death, but the enemy can't finish me off. Giulio Cesare is a very strong ship, but she does have some weaknesses. The main weaknesses she faces is she doesn't have the best torpedo protection. She can be sunk by torps. So if you're a Minekaze, Mitsuki, or if you have a Kamikaze, she dies real quickly to that, if the player on the receiving end isn't that good. Giulio Cesare players are kind of listed on it on a scale from very poor to very good. I'm very good. As you can see, the Acosta does pop up. So on A side, we're going to have a Minekaze, an Acosta, and an Omaha. And you're going to and an Iron Duke. And then you see that the red shells, that is a Mitsuki that has Yamamoto on it. So a very strong captain. But it only works if you get First Blood or a Kraken. So he's a very tough captain to use. But Giulio Cesare, if you're a new player starting out, the best ways to deal with this ship are torpedoes and fire.
Torpedoes, direct front.
This ship burns.
Torpedoes,
and you'll see instances where I do DCP. And I'll point out when the Iron Duke shows up. There's a critical instance that new players can use to their advantage if they're close in with the Giulio. Yes, you do risk you do risk getting dev struck at close range in a battleship if you go side to side with the Giulio, but it's not always guaranteed. A chunk, absolutely.
Torpedoes, direct front.
And you see we have Mitsuki torps coming in, or Minekaze, I believe.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Yeah, Minekaze torps, sorry. And you just see how that just takes about 12,000 of my health off. Now, think about that being a Mitsuki or a Kitakaze. Those torps hurt worse. That's actually the gunboat line, so not so much on the torps. Now, if you're, say, a full health DD, and you've got, say, a Giulio charging your smoke, you can do what this Acosta does, but do it with more health. He tries the yellow torp, and I commend him for doing that. But he doesn't have the health.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
If you're going to do that, make sure that... Now that Iron Duke came around and hit me at the right moment. At the right moment. He caught me on when I was almost broadside to him. Shoots me again, and I bounce his shells. Okay? Now, I'm going to charge this Omaha. Or this Iron Duke. I'm going to charge the Iron Duke. I have all my guns. And I shoot. Okay? So, that's around 15,000. But I have a fire going. I can't DCP it. The Iron Duke, all he had to do was turn back in. And he could have killed me. If a Giulio Cesare, if you see a Giulio and you're in like an Iron Duke, a Texas, or any kind of battleship, and he screws up like I do, punish him. Get alongside him and hit him.
Torpedoes to port.
Enemy
He could have killed me, that Iron Duke. He could have killed me, but
Torpedoes to port.
Got scared and he ran off.
Torpedoes to port.
I'm kind of glad that Omaha did take that torp for me, though. But then you see the Mitsuki and the Minekaze, Mitsuki, they're both Japanese, they all have torps. But anyway, he dropped torps. If I hadn't backed up, those would have killed me. Now, yeah, he just took like a 6K salvo from me. And he's gone. Now, I should have turned in. I could have avoided this torp, but I thought I could outrun it.
Torpedoes
But
to port.
if you're in a DD that is purely torp build and you're fighting a Giulio, make sure you catch him at those opportunities where he's distracted. If he's dodging shells, if he's trying to wiggle and waggle and pushing in, you gotta punish him. Absolutely. And if you're a battleship
Problem solved, sir.
and he shoots you, but he doesn't fully kill you, you have about 30 to about 20 some seconds to get on that side and kill him. What's the worst that's gonna happen? You die? You'll probably die if you run away anyway, like the Iron Duke did. You might as well at least go out trying to take him out with you. And if that Iron Duke had actually taken me out, this match would have ended a lot differently for his team. Now, you saw that the Nicholas was sitting there, but he got hit hitting hard for about, what was that, around 6K, 5K? That's another tactic you can do. If you see a battleship, and this is the very one that I see in high tiers, every tier, is that you see a DD smoke up, the ships will push into them, and then they'll torp them right at that last second when they don't have any ability to react. That's another way you can do with a Giulio. A Giulio has to push you if he wants to get you out of that smoke. But anticipate him showing broadside to get it. A Giulio cannot kill a DD in smoke with its front guns unless he gets a lucky detonation. A full health DD that's sitting in smoke cannot be killed with a Giulio's front guns. He needs all 10 guns. 5 guns don't do it. He needs all 10 guns to kill it. Now that DD is right there. And I'm getting close within his torpedo range. Like, close. And I'm telling the Omaha next to me to Hydro to push him. Because then I have HE loaded. Because I can have HE loaded to basically punish him. Right? Well, now, he's detected, I'm detected. That means we're detected by the Königsberg. He could have dropped torps on me right there and then. I'm basically right where he would have been. He could have easily dropped torps on me. He didn't have much time. But you see, he does drop torps, but he shoots him at the Omaha instead of me. But you see that the Congo catches me in a turn, but he fired prematurely. If you're in a battleship and you see a Giulio turning, wait to make sure he's committed. The Citadel is right in the middle underneath the smokestacks. It's that big square part in the ship, you can't miss it. But you take a pretty good hit there. Now, good Giulio Cesare players run Luigi Sansonetti. So let's say you have a Giulio on the enemy team. And he has 1 kill. Assume he has Sansonetti. Meaning he gets an extra 1.5 kilometers of range. If he already has a kill, but you see a little green flare fly up, that means Confederate. If you see that second flare go off, and you can't see flares go off if the player has them enabled, beware of that Giulio. That Giulio has become much more dangerous. He needs to be taken out immediately. And you're going to see that. Now, it's unfortunate our Omaha died. He was very helpful to me. But see, I have 8,000 up, okay? I have Texas HE coming in on me. He sets a fire. I DCP it. That's 5,000 off of me. I still have 17 seconds. If you see a battleship do that, keep loading HE.
Problem
Especially if
solved,
it's
sir.
a Giulio. HE and Giulios do not mix. That is one way to kill a Giulio is fire. I hate that. Is being set on fire in a Giulio continuously. That's one of the fastest ways to kill. Now you see, Texas shoots me, but he shoots AP. And I bounce all of it. If he had shot HE, he could have got a fire, maybe two, and I would have died. He could have sealed it first team.
I need your support. Concentrate fire.
But
on the
he
enemy
let me
warship.
live. And then I return fire with AP. And I get, almost 15,000 on him. He turns away. He's probably getting tired of that Emil Breton. Omahas and Murmansk are great ships to kill Giulios in. They are very maneuverable in the right hands. Played right, they can kill a Giulio. You just wiggle and waggle, and you just keep burning them. You make them DCP one fire, you light two more fires on them, and you just keep rinsing and repeating. Giulios hate that. That is a good way to kill a Giulio, is by fire. But you see that the Texas left me alone on so little health, he could have finished me off. But he
I need
didn't.
your support.
And that cost him. But fire, whether it be from an Iron Duke, an Omaha, or a Murmansk. Murmansk is one of the best ships in the game for Tier 5 as a cruiser. And it is ridiculously powerful. I never really liked the Omaha, but I played against good Omahas and Murmansk and a Giulio. They hurt. If you can play those ships and burn, they're nearly impossible to kill. And I will be doing a Murmansk one, at some point. Hopefully very soon. But you see how I came so close to death 2 times, but the enemy couldn't finish me off. And that cost them the match. Because when a Giulio is allowed to go dark and just keep doing what it goes dark, fires, it's so dangerous to have a Giulio like that on the enemy team. Because you never know where it's going to pop back up, if it can go dark.
Our team has taken the lead.
And these Giulio games this Giulio game I'm showing right now is absolutely the pinnacle of what a Giulio can do.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Now we're up to 6 kills. And we needed 4 kills for the European DD mission. But let's recap, okay? If you're facing a Giulio, fire, torpedoes, and more fire are the best ways to kill it. If you're in a battleship and you can get it broadside and have like the absolute perfect broadside, AP it. If it starts to turn and you can see it, that's the best time to do it. Always make sure you catch the Giulio off guard. Because a Giulio player can't fight everything. He has to pick one target and figure out how to deal with that one target. If it's just a few weak DDs in a battleship, he can just focus on the battleship and forget the DDs. So figure out a way to make him come back to those to worry about those torpedoes. That's your job as a DD when fighting a Giulio Cesare player. Now that Omaha is only on like 1500 health. The DD, the Mitsuki could hypothetically gun him down. Hypothetically. But from our recap, you see that the Giulio is just...
Battle ends
it
in
has
5 minutes.
weaknesses. But in order to fight those weaknesses, one, you have to know the weakness, and two, you have to learn to exploit that weakness. Another Giulio is one of the best ways to counter it, but you can't get that shit no more. Agincourt, that's a pretty good ship to counter Giulio in. Giulios and Agincourts really don't mix that well together. They really don't. As a Giulio player, the Agincourt actually scares me. Giulios, Agincourts, and Kamikazes scare me. Not completely, but they make me worried. You can't beat that. I mean, I got that done, so that shortens my week by a lot. But Confederate, Dreadnought, Kraken, High Caliber. This is why the Giulio's not even fair. Solid 2K basic speed. I will say though that, oh wow, that Omaha did really well. So I'll give him a compliment too. And the Emil, I'll give him one too because he really did help me on those battleships. He helped me quite a bit, so he gets one too. So yeah, the top 5 guys did really good work. Really good work. Very impressive. Got to give it to that Omaha though. He did get first blood and the Confederate, and he's topping an Omaha. So we'll give him a worthy adversary. I don't know what that Iron Duke was doing. He could have had me. He could have easily had me. He just got unfortunate. Yeah, he really could have sniped me off the map if he really wanted to. He tried to snipe me, Acosta, but I got him first. Yeah, he was just a sad kill. And that one I just wanted to get my 4 kills on, so... But I did do a decent amount of damage elsewhere. That dude, though, hurt me a lot. Let's see, what did most of the damage? Iron Duke. And it looks like Texas did most of the damage to me in ships, and then it was just the torps. Wait, what got me in fires? Oh, wow, Omaha was the one that got me on the fires. Wait, was that Omaha? No, that was the other Omaha. Huh, okay. Decent, amount of free XP and everything, so that's not bad. Not a bad match.